the spirit world with Norma Jeane, who we, of course, collectively know as Marilyn Monroe. This video is a recap of that channeling session. I want to share the really important points with you and I guess honor her in a way that I'm sharing her truth and her perspective and what she wants us to know. I have full permission from her to share this information. In fact, it's a whole part of the reason why she's shown up. But a little bit of background first. As a psychic medium with over 25 years of experience, I never seek out a celebrity connection, but when they show up, I know that it's significant and it's something I need to pay attention to, right? And like with all connections from the spirit world, I just make myself available to listen. And I did that this week when I sat with her and really embraced the connection. Now that full video is actually available in my Sacred and Sassy Collective, my school community. It's probably the only school community that has a member spotlight from Marilyn Monroe, right? But anyway, here we are, just recapping that information for you. Now, I knew when I first met Marilyn, it was nearly 20 years ago. And I was running the Australian College of Mediumship, and she would come into our trance class and visit with us and share aspects of her truth then. I knew back then that I would reconnect with her at some point in the future. But I let that go. I knew it would happen and I had faith that it would happen, but I never knew when, so it wasn't something I ever really thought about. Well, it was this week that she showed up and really, of course, got my attention straight away. So I made myself available and we sat down, and what I'm about to share with you is the information that came through. Now, my process of channeling is one where I simply ask questions. I treat the connection no different to having a conversation with you. So, when you and I chat, we would ask one another questions to get to know one another. So that's just essentially what I take into my channeling process. And that's what I've done here. So I asked what she would like us to know, what she wanted to share first. And firstly, what came through is that she wasn't here for entertainment. She said, that's the old Marilyn. She's Norma Jeane. She says that she knows that we know her as Marilyn, and that's okay, but she's here for truth, not entertainment. So please, she asked me to refer to her as Norma Jeane. So hence, I'm trying to do that as much as possible. She also says that often one of the questions I asked her was, what is often misunderstood about your energy? I'm just working from my notes here to be full in clarity. And it says, I come in truth, no party games or celebrityism. If I visit you, there is truth to be shared. Sometimes hers, sometimes yours. But together we are communicating truth, understood? And I would point out that that's in reference to all psychics or mediums who develop a connection or a communication process with Norma Jeane. I feel like I'm not the only medium that has access to her. Definitely. There is certainly, I feel, a sense of her needing to bring truth into the world, and we're going to get to what's behind that. But please know that if she's coming to you, that yes, it's real, but also don't just look at it as from what she needs to say. What is your truth? she's inspiring you to bring your truth into the world too. You know, what have you been holding back within you? And when I asked her, what do you want to be known for beyond your story? This is where it gets really interesting, because she said, let's clarify firstly that she was murdered. There was a movement to do that, and it's left a footprint of murkiness within her soul and its connection to the earth. Vastly because of the untruth and the secrets associated with her death. She did not kill herself. She wouldn't have done that, and nor would she have put herself in that situation. She let someone in that night that she knew, and they betrayed her. I then heard that the scene of how she was found was all staged. And what I felt, and what she shared with me then, was that she had a tendency towards narcissism and self-centeredness. And when she had a few drinks in her, she got a little loose-lipped, you know, like she would reveal secrets. And she did share with me that she knew quite a lot, that she did know secrets about the government at the time, so about the Kennedys, of course. And she did reveal to me that had they not taken those steps to silence her, then the information that she knew would have got out. She would have divulged the secrets. That's just who she was. It was sponsored by the fact that she was self-centered and she would do things for attention. And having had a few drinks, the information would have got out. So they knew what they were doing. But what she wants people to know is to know that that's what it was. It was murder. It was not suicide. There was no intention on her part, and I can assure you, as a psychic medium, I can tell that very difference. But in her instance, this was taken out of her hands. And I sense part of her connecting with us mediums is to put that truth out in the world, to clear the way for her. It will bring healing into her, that acknowledgement. Those of us listening to her story, you watching this video, and if it speaks to you, let me know that this is the way that she feels she can get the truth out. She then just shared a little bit more about, I guess, how she sees things now. And what I did was open up the channeling session to questions from other people. And so one of those questions was from Expert Authority Coach on TikTok. And they asked that whether or not Norma Jeane does actually connect with kindred spirits, because they feel a connection to her. And I've already alluded to that, but yes, she does, was her answer. And it was very much that with the people that she connects with, there is a common truth between her soul and yours. And that is, as I said before, it is about bringing truth together into the world. What is her truth? What is your truth? And thinking about it from that perspective. Another question, which was from Mel, one of my Sacred and Sassy Collective members. Did she reunite with the babies that she miscarried? And her answer came through with a huge amount of humbleness, because she was really quite surprised that someone was interested in that question. She was humbled by the fact that people still cared, And she said yes, but not in the way that you think. There was definitely a sense of them coming together, the energies, the souls coming together, healing, it filling a hole that she had in her soul. But then there was also it giving her a sense of freedom to go on and move into a new purpose in her life. And that purpose, doing what she's doing here really, is coming about and helping people heal, coming about and healing herself in that way and bringing through truth into the world. That's what she feels is part of her purpose now. G's Creations, another one of my Sacred and Sassy Collective members, asked, what was her life lesson? What did she learn? And Norma Jeane's response to that was humbleness. She also explained that she didn't really come to that until after she crossed. It was like looking back and seeing and looking at everything from that perspective and really seeing, and even now as I'm talking to you, I can feel the differentiation between Norma Jeane and Marilyn, and really sort of understanding that Marilyn was a persona. And in this world, she got very lost in that, is what she's saying right now. So when she crossed, she was able to take a step back and look at the two different parts of who she was, who she is, and really come to a greater sense of humbleness around that and really identify. And she's saying to me that's why she's asking us to refer to her as Norma Jeane. It's the more humble aspect of who she is and not a role that she was playing. Another question from Faith, who is also another member of my Sacred and Sassy Collective, but also has her own community in Social Sellers Society, asked about her strength. And being that Marilyn's here with me now, I'm going to open that up. Is how did she come to that strength? How did she know she was as strong as she was? And I think when women look at Norma Jeane, that's what they see. They see a sense of strength. Mixed, I know for me, it's always mixed with a sense of vulnerability. That's part of what I see in her, is this beautiful vulnerability that she wears on her sleeve, basically, but that's strength. And what I feel her impress upon me is that she didn't know she was building strength. It's not something that you consciously step out to achieve, is it? But when life kicks you, when life brings you down, and it did that to her from a very early age, you can't help but build that kind of strength. And it comes from learning, she's saying, to stand on your own 2 feet, learning to rely on yourself, and it's just something that grows in you. And I hear her say, all women have it. All women have it. It's there inherently. It's just whether the circumstances bringing out in you. Lastly, there's one more question from Corinda. Did she know how loved she was? And firstly, she says, yes, I did. And that is that part of her that her ego, I'm sort of seeing that part of her that had tickets on herself a little bit, that part of her that really thrived on that kind of energy. But she's also saying she didn't realize that she would still be loved, that all these years after her passing, she didn't realize that she would still be loved. And that's Norma Jeane. That's Norma Jeane coming to that. That's Norma Jeane responding in that way. There's a sense of humbleness coming through with that. And I just am very grateful for the opportunity to share her with you. Very grateful that my doorway is open to a connection like this, and to share her with you, to share her truth, that I feel, honored myself to be able to establish this connection in this way. And of course, we want to hear from you. Norma Jeane and I want to hear from you about what your thoughts are around what she shared, around her perspective on who she is, on her passing. I feel like she's with me for a little while. So if you have any questions, then don't hesitate to ask. But also know that, if doing this kind of work and embracing and strengthening your connection to spirit, to the universe, is something that is of interest to you, then I'm here to support you. And that is essentially about what my Sacred and Sassy Collective is over on School. And in there, you will find the full channeling session. So until next time.